Yes!
Good day everyone, it's Peachy and it's time to start a new game. Yes. Oh, I'm still getting used to this. Sega! Tetris. You guys ready for this? Puyo Puyo Tetris! Oh my gosh, guys, it is finally here. Oh my gosh, I have been waiting patiently to play this game for all of you. I wanted it to play it when it first launched on April 17th of 2017, last year. Unfortunately, I was not able to do so because this game requires the Nintendo Switch in order for it to be fully played, and as many of you know, I didn't get to own a Switch until just a while ago. So just as promised, I said I was going to do a Puyo Puyo Tetris Let's Play as soon as I got my very own Switch. So, yep guys, it's finally here, and I'm really excited to start this game because this is actually one of my personal favorite puzzle games to play. Not only is it because of the abilities of Tetris, but I'm actually an avid Puyo Puyo fanatic too. I love Puyo Pop, and I'm so glad that they finally brought it over to the United States. So let's go ahead and get started. So for this episode is going to be the introductory episode, so I'm just going to show you the menu stuff and how the game is played. So I haven't done a lot in this game. Well, maybe like another version, like the PlayStation 4, I have completed the whole thing, but since this is technically a new system and a new game, it's kind of like going to be starting off brand new, so I didn't want to touch any of the stuff until I played it with you guys, so we'll be technically playing it like it's I haven't touched it at all, if you know what I mean. So for this game, you have like 6 different options to pick from. You have one that's the adventure mode. Now in adventure mode, it's sort of the story mode of the game, so it shows you and involves you with all these different types of characters, but if you're not familiar with Puyo Pop, then you probably won't get majority of the references they make to the other games in the installments, but it's okay. It's not too much to worry about, or like you have to say, oh shoot, I didn't play this game so I don't get it, but in a sense, it's to that, it's in that way, but as someone who has played several of the previous installments of this game, I can tell you, yep, that's right, or this is from this game, but it's not going to be too much of a problem because, you know, this is technically its own thing, so we don't have to worry about that. Solo Arcade, oops, what happened? I don't know how I did that, but I did. Okay, so Solo Arcade is actually the free play mode of this game, so you can actually go to you can play the various different types of game modes this game has to offer. So you can do like Puyo Pop alone or Tetris alone and stuff like that, so that's how that one works. So then you can do like Fusion Battle and what else was there? Fusion I don't know the exact names, but I know what I'm talking about. Oh, Fever Mode and stuff like that. So those are pretty cool. Then the same thing with multiplayer arcade. Instead of just playing by yourself, you can actually play the other modes with other You can play with other human beings you have around you. So that's why it's a good thing to have multiple people when you have that mode playing. Then you have the options and data mode. This one just sort of gives you like your excuse me your basic informational needs. So this one you can just say like, oh, I've saved this game so many times, or I like this character, or you can listen to the voices or videos that you record off of the system. Oh my gosh, so that's what this one's gonna be all about. Nothing too fancy, if you will. Online! This game wasn't the first, but it's actually one of the best ideas they ever brought to Puyo Pop was having online play. So this is kind of like I think the second or third game that features online capabilities in the lineup of Puyo Pop. But it's the first time you get to actually use Tetris with the Puyo Pop characters, and it's kind of funny seeing Puyo Pop franchise using Tetris attacks. It's hilarious. I do hope that they get a second game going on with that, because it's the best idea ever. And then of course lessons. This sort of teaches you like the basic gist of how to play Puyo Pop / Tetris. So, but we won't be messing with that one too much, because that's what I'm here for. So. Majority of the time, I think we'll be playing the story mode aspect of the game, so yeah, we'll be seeing that one a lot more than the other modes, but we'll probably be seeing solo mode for the times I want to play as other characters instead of the story assigned ones, if you will, so. And then probably later on, I'll start doing the online portions of the game, which makes it more fun, so. And I think that's it, so we'll go ahead and show you how to play the game before we get into the story mode portion. So there is about a good five ways to play this game. Versus mode is you can play either the Puyo Puyo style, or the Tetris style, or you can do like Puyo versus Tetris, or Tetris versus Puyo versus Tetris versus Puyo. But this one's like the free-for-all, so you can pick whatever you want, so it's okay. That would probably be the majority of the time I spent playing this game. Fusion mode is actually the mode that probably took me the most time trying to figure out and how to work it. I was so confused about this mode when I first started the game, so but now I kind of have a better understanding of it, so I can explain it a little better. And I can actually do a strategy with this portion of the game, so it'll take me a while, but this will probably be the last mode I try to cover. Swap mode is probably a very fun, hectic idea. It raises your adrenaline because you're playing not only Puyo Pop, but you're actually playing Tetris at the same time. Or not at the exact same time, but your whatever they call it. Your picture sort of shifts with Puyo Pop, so you play like Puyo Pop for 30 seconds, then it switches to Tetris, and you play Tetris for 30 seconds. But whichever panel loses first, it counts as a loss towards you, so gotta watch out, but it's so fun playing that mode. I like it a lot. And then you have Party mode. Party mode is kind of like the versus mode of the game, but instead you actually use items to hit your opponents with. So you can like freeze their panel, or you can make their little pieces drop faster, or you can't rotate your pieces. Just little gimmicky stuff like that. I'm not too fond of that, but it's still pretty fun, especially when you get the weird Tetris pieces, like from Mickey's Magical Tetris. You get those weird blocks. Instead of like the 4-line, you get a 5-line. I think back in the day they called it Petris, but it's kind of that sense. So, and then not Big Bang Theory. Sorry, thinking about Sheldon and his attitude. He's funny though. Anyways, Big Bang mode is actually the Fever mode of the GameCube games. If any of you have played Puyo Pop Fever, this is what this mode is based off of that game. So. Yeah, it's just essentially Fever mode with using Puyo Pop, or I think if you get Tetris, it's called Tetris Attack. Now, Fever mode for Tetris is a little bit different compared to the other Tetris games that I've played. I think out of all of them, I would prefer playing Tetris in Fever mode on this version of the game style, so it's good that I'll be playing it on this one. Challenge sort of gives you the ability, gives you like little tasks to complete. Like for Puyo Pop, it'll say like pop eight Puyos at the same time, or make 3 chains right now, something like that. Or Tetris will say like clear 40 lines in this many seconds, or do a sprint in endless mode and see how many points you can rack up in this mode. So. I never really done those before. I mean, yeah, in other installments I might have, but in this game in particular I have not done it, but I will for sure show that off when it comes time to do that. So, but yeah, so these are the 6 modes available in Solo Arcade. I believe it goes the same for both the online and the multiplayer mode, minus the challenge, because challenge is for 1 player. So, yeah, so I think these 5 modes are the same for online and multiplayer, so it's okay that we see it in just solo mode. So, alright, so let's go ahead and explain how to play the game. When it's asking you for what match, battle mode is just like you want to play real fast, whatever, real quick. Endurance means that you keep playing the game until you lose, so you can go as long as you want. I think the highest I ever did was about 55. I can't remember. My record is not on this game, it's on another one, so we'll go ahead and do the battle mode. And in this game, it was actually, well, for me personally, this was the first game where I could play with multiple characters at once, and I thought that was pretty cool because if any of you played Nintendo Puzzle Collection, Panel de Pon actually did that too, where they had one human player versus 3 computer players. I thought that was pretty cool. I think Dr. Mario did that as well, but I'll go ahead and do the one versus one because that's been the story. Oh, I love this song! It's one of the best character selects. So, when you start off the game, you get actually 16 characters, but in total there is 24 playable characters. Oddly enough, there is way more than 24 characters in the entire Puyo Pop universe, or Puyo Puyo universe, but oddly enough, they only picked like, 24 minus 7, 18, 17 characters. But yeah, funny thing is that all of these characters that are available to play, some of them are brand new to this game, and others have been around since the very first game in the Super Nintendo era, or they came along around the Wii days. So, but I'll go ahead and show off which characters is which. The ones that I have got, the ones we start off with so far. So, as you may have noticed that me being the blue character, I love blue. My personal character out of the entire Puyo Puyo universe is actually Rafina.
Are you prepared?
Are you prepared?
Are you prepared?
Are you prepared? I'm so glad that they didn't jack up her voice in this game, because you know she's my favorite character out of everyone. And I was always thinking like, oh, when they make the US version, don't give her a jacked up voice actor, please. And I'm glad to say that they didn't. I love Rafina's voice in this game, so whew, dodged a bullet in that one.
Are you prepared?
Are you prepared? Rafina is actually a Generation 2 main character. She appeared in Puyo Pop Fever for the GameCube, and she's actually one of, like I said, she's a main character. Not the #1 main character, but one of the main characters, so. And she is hilarious in that game too, as well as Puyo Pop Fever 2. I love her in that game too. She's hilarious. I just cannot get over her how silly she is. She isn't too silly in this game, but she kinda is, which is still hilarious too. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and play with my favorite character.
Are you prepared?
Are you prepared? Okay, let's go ahead and introduce everybody else. So here we have Ringo. Technically, she is the she was the new Puyo Pop main character, but actually that title was given to Ali, who was just released, I believe, sometime last year. So Ringo is no longer the recent main character introduced. So she was introduced in the Wii game. So I'm not too familiar with her game, but I believe she had like transformation mode. It's kind of weird, but that's how it goes. Majority of her, she loves math, so she usually depicts herself as being a math person. Oh, I was trying to do her voice acting, but let's see.
Are you prepared?
Okay, I have to pick them myself. So
I'm here.
I'm here. It's funny because like in the Japanese version, she's kind of like hyper. So she's always saying her words really quick. There's like one where she goes, Bukata, Bibishka, Zine! It's pretty hilarious. I just laugh all the time. Risakuma is actually in Ringo. Oh, Ringo's a Generation 3 character, if I didn't say that. Risakuma is actually a Generation 3 character. He mingles along with Ringo a lot in the game too. And he's sort of like a science nerd. The mystery about him is that they don't know if he's a human being or if he's actually a bear. Or an animal, if you will, but, you know, a magician never reveals his secrets, so that's who this guy is.
Let's experiment!
Let's experiment! His voice is funny in this game. They almost sound similar to the Japanese voices. Oh, speaking of which, Generation 3 has yet to get any English voice acting until this game came out, so bear with me on that. Okay, where am I? Oh. Magaru is actually the Generation 3 second main character, so whenever you play as Ringo in the Wii version, Magaru can actually be another main character, but you know, not until later on. He's sort of the childhood friend of Ringo. And I think they both have like family rich businesses, so that's why they're kind of in the same neighborhood.
Let's get to work.
Let's get to work. He's sort of like a yo-yo expert. He's hilarious. I like his yo-yo attack. I said I want a yo-yo like that. He's cool. Amity! Oh man, I love Amity. She's actually the main character for Generation 2 in the GameCube version. She is hilarious. I just love how clueless she is, because, you know, like, if she gets bullied, she just passes it off. That's why I always liked Amity. She's one of my personal favorites to use as well. I know they tried to go for that, you know, dumb blonde kind of thing, but I'm like, no, she's more clueless, like in that movie Clueless. Remember when she's like, when her dad's like, you need to put a sweater on, and she like says, Dad, I was going to, that she puts like a see-through sweater on. That's that's kind of the character she reminds me of. She's hilarious though. But yeah, here I come! Between this English voice actor and the GameCube version, I would say this one was the better Amity. I like her voice acting in this one better. So I'm glad that they got her good voice actor. Klug is actually the Generation 2 character. He was with Amity as well, but he's sort of like the know-it-all person, but he wants to keep learning more. He's more into the dark magic compared to being a hero, if you will. I prefer his voice acting in the GameCube compared to this one. This one, he just sounds too crackly, if you will. Watch, listen.
You challenging me?
You're challenging me?
It's like, what the heck? Who said that was a good idea?
You challenging me?
You're challenging me?
It just, I don't know, for me it doesn't match him at all. This is the one voice actor where I just cringe at it like, no, that was wrong.
You challenging me?
Sorry, Klug, you got the wrong voice actor. Fired. Sig is actually... There is one reason why I like this guy. It's because he refers to the color blue a lot, and you know, I love blue, and that's why I kind of think Sig is a personal favorite. He was actually a Generation 2 character, but he didn't come along until like the second game, so he's technically like Generation 2B, and like Amity is Generation 1A or Generation 2A, if you get what I'm saying. Sig is actually the Generation 2B main character. He was newly introduced, so everyone got a male character as a playable person. He's pretty hilarious too. I would say he's almost like Amity, where he's kind of clueless, but he's kind of funny too, because like being clueless, he's just like, alright, let's go. There was one where one of the characters was like, you can be my slave and I'll give you 3 times the naps, bedding, and breakfast. And then Sig is like, I don't understand what you're saying, but I'm in. So I always thought that was funny when Sig did that. His voice acting, he didn't really have an English voice actor, so this is his new voice.
Let's do this.
Let's do this.
Let's do this.
Let's do this. It's kind of funny though. Arlie has been the baby or the mastermind or the grandparent of this franchise. She has always been the character available in Puyo Pop ever since the very first game came out, so no matter what, she's gonna be number 1. And she loves blue like me, so you know, I love characters who like blue. Arlie so far has had 3 voice actors. The first voice actor that Arlie got was terrible. It was so awful, but it's hilarious. It sounds like a man voice actor. I always laugh when I hear it. But her first English voice actor was like, fire, ice storm, die cute. Oh gosh, I couldn't laugh how ridiculous it was. I just remember thinking, her voice, it sounds awful. Poor dear, she didn't deserve that, but that's what happened. Oh man, I still laugh about it. Then her second voice actor came around the GameCube era. And in that game, she did get to meet Amity. And it's funny because in that game, she's like... It's kind of like she has a throat problem. Because she's always like, why yes, go now, go, ready, go. You know, something like that. And it's hilarious. I just... I just laugh about Arlie's voice in that game too. I just can't get over how terrible they make her sound. But I think in this game they actually gave her justice and she sounds like a regular girl, if you know what I mean. See, watch, listen.
Here we are! Goo-goo!
Here we are! Goo-goo! So I would say that this is probably my favorite Arlie voice actor.
Here we are! Goo-goo!
So thank you guys for making Arlie's voice better. Arlie's a Generation 1 character, if I didn't mention that. Okay, so this guy has a really weird name. He's like a fish who loves to dance. I think they said his name was Skadidara or something like that. He's been around since Generation 1 and he gets... It's hilarious because like when Arlie runs into him, he's always dancing. And then he'll be like, whoa, fish baby, you're in my way. I'm trying to dance here. And then Arlie will be like, it's just creepy to see a fish with arms and legs. And then Skadidara will be stretching his legs out like, how can you think these are ugly, babe? It's funny. This is actually his very first English voice actor too.
Cue the music.
Cue the music!
Cue the music.
Cue the music! But yeah, I always laugh. Whenever he loses, he always turns into like fish bones. It's hilarious. Alrighty, so O is actually an exclusive brand new character to the franchise, mainly because O sort of works the Tetris stuff, so not really much to know about him except that he's like the Pikachu of the Tetris era. So if you guys love Pikachu, you'll love O. Beep beep beep. Beep beep beep. T is actually also a new character. He's specifically designed to represent the Tetris era, so he's the Tetris main character of this area. So same thing, we don't know much about him other than the fact that he's still learning to be the captain of the Tetris, Star Tetra, whatever it's called.
My time to shine!
My time to shine!
My time to shine!
My time to shine! Oh dear. Then we have I, he's sort of like the engineering of the crew. Same thing, he was introduced for this game to represent the Tetris person, so here's his voice.
Let's start the lesson.
Let's start the lesson.
Let's start the lesson.
Let's start the lesson. I love how this guy's voice goes from like serious to oh my gosh, like freaking out. I always laugh about it, thought it was hilarious. Probably one of the most annoying Tetris characters ever created is actually S. But even though she is pretty annoying, she's still kind of hilarious in her own way. One of the voice acting clips that she has, I actually prefer using that one. So whenever we get to that point, I'm going to totally show off the voice that I always laugh about S. But for now, she's just going to be the rude person to us.
Wanna play with me?
You want to play with me?
Wanna play with me?
Want to play with me? No! I'm gonna keep doing this all night, guys. Sorry. Okay, then we have Zed. He's sort of the parent person to S. He was built for the purpose of taking care and watching out for her. So he's actually a Tetris character, as you can see the design on front of him. So I thought it was funny that they had a robot playing Tetris / Puyo Pop. So that was pretty interesting.
Battle mode engaged.
Battle mode engaged.
Battle mode engaged.
Battle mode engaged. J and L are actually the twin characters. They're the ones that sort of do the mischief causing. They're always making a mess of things, and sometimes they'll screw around with the main characters, but not too excessive like you would think. But yeah, they're always causing trouble. It's hilarious. And I love their voice actor. For those of you who haven't watched Lucky Star, you'll know why I love these characters. Or their voice acting.
Is it our turn?
Is it our turn?
Is it our turn?
Is it our turn? Then we have Rulu. Rulu is actually a Generation 1 Puyo Pop character. She's the one character that's super jealous of Arlie all the time because She is actually in love with one of the bad guys that's always messing around in the with Arlie, because you know he wants her. So Rulo's like, why does he like you better than me? Aren't I pretty? It's kind of the what do you call it? Midsummer Eve's kind of thing where the guy likes Arlie, Arlie doesn't like him, but the other girl likes the guy that likes the main character. But yeah, so Rulo's always trying desperately hard to get the approval, but she never does. The poor dear. I actually like her voice in this game, that's hilarious.
I'll have fun with you.
I'll have fun with you!
I'll have fun with you.
I'll have fun with you! Then of course we have my personal favorite, Rafina, Generation 2 character, has been my favorite ever since. So that's all the character introductions. I apologize if that was a bit excessive, so let's get on to the main game. So I'll go ahead and show off Puyo Pop.
Are you prepared?
I think it would be better if we had Arlie as our opponent, because you know she's been the Puyo Pop character for a long time. Oh, I forgot to introduce her little buddy right there, the yellow guy. That's actually Carbuncle. He appears in Puyo Pop as the mascot. You know, he's like Pikachu, but he's Puyo Pop. The mascot of Puyo Pop, if you get what I'm saying. Okay, so we'll go ahead and just do the default. Okay. So the basic idea of Puyo Pop is to get the other player to lose or get built up to get full of garbage and then lose the game. So that's just the gist of it. So let's go ahead and get started. So the basic idea of Puyo Pop is you just want to color match these little jellies. So whenever you make these jellies together, you actually get the Puyos to pop. So in order to do that, what you do is you match up 4 of them, 4 of a kind, if you will. So for example, I'll be coming up with one right here. So as you can see, it's blinking. That tells you that it's gonna disappear. There you go. See? And then what Arlie actually dropped on top of us was actually known as garbage Puyos. So you just have to get rid of them by matching up the Puyo colors. Ha! Said Rafina. Yeah, so then in order to really send damage to your opponent, you need to do something known as chaining. So in order to chain, all you have to do is like sort of build a combination. Like if the Puyos disappear, you just have to make sure that they match up. And then you make the perfect chain no matter what. So right here, watch. Ha! Here it goes! Froth! Scorch! So just like that. But that's how Puyo Pop is usually played. I know they change it up like on the Puyo Pop app and Puyo Puyo Quest, but other than that, it's the basic gist. You just have to color match everything and make chains in order to make your opponent lose. Yeah, so you could just do this, like just match up one at a time. But the only problem is like it will take forever for you to make your opponent lose. As you can see, I keep sending the garbage towards Arlie, but it's not really like making her lose all that quick. So this is where the part where you have to build your chains up yourself. The more chains you build, and the more chances you have of winning the game. And not only that, you just have to build up the right amount of chains too to make the win count. As for me, I love to build chains. I like to go for a 10 combo attack. Yeah, see right here. So this is the kind of chaining that you have to do in order to master the game. As I have been playing the game for a long time, that's why I can sort of match it up really quick. Rafina's like, was there ever any doubt? I love when she says that. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys a chaining method that usually a lot of people like to use, and it makes sense why they would do that. So what you do is you just have to build it up like this. So because you know it gives you a big boost, a really huge boost. Oftentimes I'll use it myself too. So go ahead and call me a cheater, guys. I apologize. Ha! Fireball! Said Arlie. Ha! Dang it, I was hoping they wouldn't put it there. Oh, well, what do you know? Just perfect that it would land right there. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do this. Okay. Oh, I needed a green right there. Fireball! I'm gonna lose, I'm gonna lose. Ha! Ha! Here it goes! Okay, I guess I can't do it. Freaking Arlie screwed me over, but that's what happens sometimes when you don't make your chains right away. That can happen. Arlie's like, no! No! Oh no! Was there ever any doubt? So I'll go ahead and try it again. But yeah, if you guys can master this, then you'll be able to play the game with no problem. But if you don't, then you're gonna kind of struggle a little bit. But it's okay. We all can learn to struggle from time to time. Okay, I kind of messed that up already, as you could obviously tell. Ha! Sarah, Rafina. Okay, so I just need to do this, and this, and that, and this. Then you hear the music like going real fast. That tells you that you're about to lose. Somebody owes me the apology. I know, Rafina, I'm sorry. See, guys, every time I'm trying to show off to you guys, it doesn't work for some reason. It's probably because I'm playing the game for real, so it's like, Peachy, we can't let you win that easy, you know. Okay, so this should be fine now. Ha! There we go. Ha! Here it goes! Ow! Said Arlie. Shoot, it's not... I don't get why it's not giving me the puzzles like it usually does. Usually I'm pretty much faster than this when it comes to building it. Okay, that should do it. Oh! Arlie! Traitor! Okay, this should do it. Let's see if I can do it. Ha! Here it goes! Frog! Oh, shoot, that freaking... Yeah, see, this is what happens. This is why sometimes I hate it. Oh, well, I guess I wasn't able to show it off, so, let me try one more time. If I don't get it, then we'll go ahead and call it quits and move on to the next mode. I'll try not to keep this too long, but I guess it's gonna have to be that long for a while. Ugh, they're not giving me really good pieces either. Come on, game, you gotta work with me in order to get this. Ha! Okay, there we go. I got something working here. Oh! Thanks, game, for messing that up for me. Okay, we'll go ahead and put that there, this here. Fireball! Oh, I hate when it does this. Ow! Oh, quit crying, Arlie. Wasn't that bad. Okay, let's try this. Ha! Here it goes! Frog! Scorch! Static shock! Fireworks! Rainbow Deluxe! Rainbow Deluxe! Rainbow Deluxe! There we go. That's the one I was waiting for. It took forever, though. I guess I'm not as good at this game as I thought I was. But okay, so that's how you try to build up your chains to that extent. So we'll go ahead and do the Tetris portion now. Are you prepared? So I think we'll go ahead and pick a T for this one.
My time to shine.
My time to shine! He's hilarious. Then right here you just check your default music. Oh, it is that one. So the basic idea of Tetris is you're sort of like line clearing. So all you have to do is just line up a lot of stuff, and then you'll go ahead and get it all over with, if you will. So you just go ahead and build up your different chains. Ha! Here it goes! But in order to get the most attack out of this game, you have to do something that's known as Tetris tricks. Now, in order to execute a Tetris trick, you need to do like a sort of spinning maneuver, if you will, if that helps out. So in order to do this, you have to make your pieces go like something like this. There you go. Fireworks! Said Rafina. So whenever you do that, then you start sending damage to your opponent. But the basic idea of Tetris is just to do a lot of line clearing, such as this. So every time you line clear, your opponent's play area starts to increase, if you will. So in order to win at Tetris, or beat them at Tetris, you just need to make the top of their screen reach the... You have to make their side of the screen reach the top. So you just like go like this. And then right here is another chain that I was telling you guys about, where you can do it like this. There you go. Fireworks! Scorch! Froth! Froth! Scorch! Scorch! Yeah, so see, when their Tetris goes to the top, then it makes them get a game over. Now, the best ultimate move you could ever perform in a Tetris, in a Tetris game, is by beating the game by using what the game is recalling itself, by getting a Tetris. So in order to get a Tetris, what you have to do is you have to make a line of... See, this line, it has to complete 4 rows. So in order to do that, you just stack it up and build it, and then don't do that. Tetris! Oh man, I love how the Puyo Pop characters were given the ability to say Tetris. I think it's more funny in the Japanese version because, you know, the Japanese voice actors have been around for a long time compared to this version where they've only just started voice acting for Puyo Pop. So, but yeah, I thought it was pretty hilarious that the original Japanese voice actors got the chance to actually have their characters say Tetris! Tetris! I need Tetris! Give me Tetris now! Yeah, so see, Tetris really builds up the points right away. Now there is another maneuver when it comes to playing Tetris. So whenever you play Tetris, you need to sort of master this in order to get a good idea. So you just sort of build it up like this and put this on this side. Okay, it looks like I don't have any good stuff right here. So you can just build it here. There we go. Perfect! So, and then, remember like I was saying you have to do these like weird tricks? Well, this is one of the ways that you have to do that to build tricks. So what you do is like you just push the controller down and then spin it. Fireworks! Rafina. Rainbow Deluxe! See how much damage that did on T side? You kind of have to master that in order to perform well on this game. It's not like it's not like the most funnest way to play, but it's a cool way to learn too. Ha! Frog! Tetris! Scorch! Ha! I'll do better next time. Yeah, so it takes a while to learn how to build that setup, but majority of the time it's really easy. So you won't have too much problems with it. Well, I don't have too much problems. Okay, so it looks like I didn't get some very good pieces whatsoever, so I'm gonna... Ha! Serafina. Okay. But yeah, it's kind of... It takes a while to understand the method of it. And if you start doing things like that, it's okay. Oh, come on. I was trying to do a S-spin, but didn't do it for some reason. Why have you forsaken me, Tetris gods? Ha! Frog! Okay, let's see. I can do it right there. Scorch! Serafina. Ha! Thank goodness I know how to play this game, because I love it so much. But yeah, I have been patiently trying to wait to play this game for you all I was always like, oh, I want to play it, but I can't. I don't have a Switch yet, so. But now that I do have my Switch, I'm like, hey guys, let's go online and face off.
Here it comes. Score.
What? Said T. Froth! See if I can get a Tetris before this guy loses over there. And I love the Tetris sound effects for this game too. It's like it doesn't make that sound in the other versions, you know, like the 3DS or the 64, stuff like that. And I'm gonna mess this up, aren't I? Oh, I'm gonna lose. And that's the only problem too, is that sometimes your pieces don't come right away and you're like, what the heck, come on! Where are you? I always get a crack when that happens. I'm like, really? It's like, why would you do this to me? Okay, let's see. Ha! Oh, it was the wrong one. Well, gosh darn it. It's okay. Maybe next time. What? Said S. His S, T. His voice in this game is kind of weird. I think it's probably the grunting noise that gets me all the time. Froth! See if I can do my Tetris spin. Fireworks! Scorch! Froth! But yeah, and I love how the characters are like, have these like different spells. They don't have the exact same kind, so. Tetris! I think the basic gist of, Puyo Pop, or Puyo Puyo, is the fact that you can actually be the magician, if you will, even though it refers to a puzzle game. I think the same goes for like Panel de Pon. That would be so cool if Puyo Pop and Panel de Pon actually made a crossover game. That'd be so cool. We haven't seen Panel de Pon in a while.
Was there ever any doubt?
Well, when I refer to Panel de Pon, I'm referring to like Pokemon Puzzle League, that kind of puzzle situation. Alright. Okay guys, so I think I showed it off how to play Puyo Pop and Tetris a little too extensive for this episode. Dang, 40 minutes? I didn't suspect myself to be rambling on that long. So I apologize for this very long, boring introduction, but I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording now, and we're gonna go ahead and start the adventure mode on the first... Why isn't it moving? There we go. On the first chapter, okay? So I'll catch you guys for that episode, alright? Bye!